I love the Mac Calendar app. It used to be called iCal in the good old days, but it can be annoying and slow you down without a few critical shortcuts. If you live and breathe by your calendar, if every second that you save matters to you, then this video is for you. Now, I'll just be talking about iCloud Calendar in this video for simplicity's sake, but yes, you can connect the Apple Calendar app to Google, to Gmail, and to Microsoft Exchange. I'll talk about that at the end of this video. And hey, you won't believe tip number 4. Tip number 1 is week view. This is my favorite. It's Command 2 on the keyboard for week view. If you look up at the top here, you've got day, week, month, and year. If you want to go to day view, it's Command 1. Command 2 is week view. Command 3 is month view. I spend almost all of my time on week view like this, Command 2. And then Command T on the keyboard will jump you to today, and then Command right arrow and left arrow for next week and the week before. So in week view, if I press Command T on the keyboard, T for today, then it jumps to today, and if I press hold Command on the keyboard and press the right arrow, it goes to next week, the week after, or if I press the left arrow, it goes to prior weeks. So those are keyboard commands that I probably do 100 times a day. Tip number 2, making it look right. The week view, you can show more hours in the day, which is actually huge because I find that it's challenging if you can only see from 7 a.m. until 6 p.m. So I always go into the calendar menu and then settings, and then under general, I turn up the show 12 hours at a time to 16, show 16 hours at a time. The thing I like about that is then I can really see the full day from 6:30 a.m. until 10 p.m., that kind of thing. Showing more hours, show the calendar list on the left. So you want to be able to actually see the different calendars that you have, and you get there by clicking this tiny little button up here, and it'll show you the various different calendars that you have in your iCloud or Google or Exchange account. And then Command plus and Command minus on the keyboard to change the text size. So you just hold down the Command key and press minus to make the text smaller, or you hold Command and press the plus key. Well, it's actually the equals key right next to delete, but Command plus to make the text bigger. So you can play with the text size to make it look how you want. The text size will also change in month view as well. So if you go to month view and hit Command minus, then you can see more events in a day. If you hold Command and press the equals or the plus button, the text gets bigger. My favorite way to add an appointment is to just drag in the calendar in week view, drag to make the appointment. You can drag it around to move it. You can drag it up to make it an all-day event. So that looks like this. If Tuesday noon, I have lunch with my wife, I just click and drag in that box. So I click right here and drag downwards to the amount of time that I want to block off. Lunch with my wife. And then if I have a workout in the afternoon, maybe from 2 to 3, click and drag like this, workout. And I just press return on the keyboard a couple times, and that commits that name. So I just find that it's easiest to drag to set exact times, because then you can make the event as short or as long as you want. If you don't want to save something, once you've started typing, test, just hit escape on the keyboard and that will go away. So that's dragging to make an appointment. If you want to move something or reschedule something, you can just click and drag it to another day. And it's just really easy, nice, drag and drop kind of a thing. It's very Mac-like. And then if you want to make something an all-day event, so for example, Wednesday afternoon, pay insurance or whatever, and I press return, then I just drag this up to the divider line for the all-day events across the top here. And so it gets it out of my actual time schedule and turns it into more like a reminder type idea. Duplicate your appointments. I love this one. If I want to have lunch with my wife again on Saturday, I just hold down the Option key on the keyboard and drag this over to Saturday at whatever time I want, and then let go of the mouse while I'm still holding the Option key, and it will copy that event. And really, I should be having lunch with my wife more often. So I just held Option and dragged to Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and it created those duplicate events. This I love. I do it all the time. It also works for all-day events. If I want to pay insurance twice, once on August 10th and once on August 14th, I just hold Option, drag this over to August 14th. Now it's there. If I want to really make sure that I remember to pay insurance, I can make a couple copies of that just like that. So it's super quick, super easy way of duplicating appointments. Of course, that works as you would expect on a Mac. You can click on an event, hold Command on the keyboard and press C to copy. And then you just click on the day, maybe Tuesday the 8th. I just click once here. There's no way to see that I have this clicked. You just kind of have to trust that I've chosen this day, I've clicked here, and then if I press Command V on the keyboard, it will paste it on this day. So there's no visual feedback that I have chosen this day, but when you paste, it goes on that day. So same thing, if I've got a workout here, Command C to copy, then go to the next week. I could just click once on the 17th and then paste, and it goes on to the 17th at the same time. And of course that works as well for all-day events. So you can click once on the all-day event, Command C to copy, and then click here and paste, and it'll go on this day. Tip number 6, delete multiple events at once. Let's say that I want to clean up some of the duplication that I have created here. If I click on an event and then hold on the keyboard, hold down the Shift key, click, 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 then I can highlight multiple different events like that. And now these are all a darker shade, and if I just press delete on the keyboard, they all go bye-bye at once. So it's a really quick, really easy way to delete many items at the same time. I get asked often, how do I add more colors in my calendar? You'll notice mine, I have blue and purple and red. And if you notice, you actually have these check marks here. So you could turn on or turn off the different colors. If I uncheck red, then the business dev calendar goes away. If I uncheck the blue one here, then home goes away. So what you're actually doing when you're adding colors is you're adding an additional calendar here in the list. And the way you do that is by going up to the File menu, and then you say New Calendar. So the naming of this is a little confusing. New Calendar, and then you get this option to choose a new name. We'll call it Test for now, and just press Return on the keyboard. And then if you want to change the color, just hold Control on the keyboard and click on it. Or on the laptop, you do a two-finger click. And then you can just choose whatever color you want, or you can do a custom color if you want to do a custom color. But then once you have created this extra calendar, now you have this extra category, essentially. And you can set the colors of an event by similar with the control click or the two-finger click on here. You just do a two-finger click on the event, and then you can go into calendar and change it to be a different color. So I could make this orange if I wanted to, or maybe my workout should be in the health calendar, in the health category. So I do a two-finger click on that, and then go calendar and change this to health. So that'll change, essentially moves this event into a different calendar, but it gives it a new color. It gives it the color that you want and the category that you have assigned. So once you have a few of these categories, The question is, which one do you usually want appointments to go into first? And you can change that, you can choose that. So if I go into my calendar here, go to the calendar menu in the top left and then settings, then here under general it says default calendar, and I can choose which one I want, which one, essentially when I add a new event, where do I want it to go first? I mostly put client work into my calendar, so I would want the default to be client work. That just means that now when I click and drag, it's going to be green. Client meeting, whatever you want to call it. Another option that I like and recommend is if you go up to the calendar menu and go settings, then you say the default calendar is the selected calendar. So what that means is whichever calendar you have highlighted on the left, that's where the event is going to go when you actually add it. So then you could click over here first, business dev, and then click and drag, and now you're going to get something in the red business dev calendar. A quicker way of getting something into a specific calendar is you just click on another event in that same calendar, so blue for home. Now, when I click and drag, it's going to be blue because I had just clicked on one of the blue calendar entries. So it's some pretty good quick ways of getting things to the correct color and to the correct category and saving clicks, saving effort. So you don't need to right-click every event and choose the right calendar. You can put things straight into the right calendar. My wife makes fun of me for having time zone dyslexia. So what you can do in the calendar app is if you go to calendar menu and then settings and then go to advanced, then turn on time zone support. And you'll get this new little menu up in the top right here. So this is currently set to Pacific time. If I click this and say other ... then I can type, New York. Maybe I'm traveling back and forth to New York on a regular basis. And if I say OK here, so what it does is it changes the display. It changes all of my actual meetings to calculate for the time change. So if I switch back to Pacific time, then this is at 10 a.m. Vancouver time. Switch to Eastern time here, it's going to show as 1 p.m. Eastern time. So it makes it way easier to schedule meetings. Let's say I'm in New York and I want to have a 9 a.m. meeting, then I can set it to Eastern time and click the calendar one to make it green. Click and drag here to say, lunch with client in New York. Press return. So now that's 9 a.m. Eastern time while I'm in New York. If I click this and switch back to Pacific time, of course that'll be 6 a.m., but, well, nobody really has lunch at 9 a.m. or 6 a.m., but you get the idea. Number 10, calendar alerts and secondary alerts. And hey, a third alert. Why not? All the alerts. So if I'm prone to forgetting, I'll just say reminder on this event. If I want multiple reminders for this event, I would double click this, and then in the date section here, I can click this, and it already has a 1 hour default reminder. The default reminders, they come from calendar settings, and then alerts, and then these different accounts. So like my iCloud account has a default alert turned on 1 hour before. So maybe you want that, maybe you don't. You could turn this off so that there's no default alerts for every event that you create. But then when you want to actually add an alert, you can double click the event, click on the date section here, and then say alert maybe 30 minutes before. If you want a second alert, you hover your mouse over this section here and you get a tiny little plus button. And then you can say a second alert, 2 hours before, and hey, hover your mouse again, hit the little plus, a third alert 1 day before. So this event I am sure to remember to do because when I double click it, there are 3 alerts on this. But that setting for the default calendar alerts is actually, it can be pretty nice to fix this and change it to none because otherwise you're going to be getting a lot of extra alerts that maybe you didn't want and didn't sign up for. So that's I would recommend maybe setting this to none and then when you add events that you actually want to be reminded about, you can choose the specific reminders for those events. Boom! Mac Epiphany. I hope those calendar tips were helpful for you. They are some of my favorites. I use them all day, every day. I hope you end up with more free time in your life from those shortcuts. And up next, these are some of the things that we can help you with one-on-one in a consult with me or someone from my team. Helping you to create a simple and personalized calendar system for your life and your goals, going from a paper calendar to a digital calendar. If you want to teleport into the 21st century, we will help you. Sharing calendars with your team or your family, all of these same tips, but on iPhone and iPad. Connecting those Google and Exchange calendars to the Mac Calendar app and figuring out your exact workflow for that. If your calendars are not the same between your iPhone, your iPad, and your Mac, and you don't want to deal with it, we will make those problems go away. Getting the colors and the default calendars to match across all your devices. Calendar invites ruin lives. If you have problems with calendar invites, problems with multiple email addresses, or people not getting your invites, we will help with that. Customizing your alerts and your notifications. Zoom links, Google Meet links that you want to have in the calendar events. Connecting booking sites like Calendly to your calendar, or really anything else on your list, please just ask. Just head to Macinhome.com/booking to schedule a consult with me or someone from my team. If you found this helpful and you want some private Mac coaching with me or someone from my team, just head to Macinhome.com/booking. We work with people all over the world. We'll help you with whatever is on your Mac problems list, and you will never feel judged or shamed for whatever mess you are in. Boom! Calendar epiphanies. No, I don't like that. Don't use that.